Hey, what's going on, guys? Aarava here, and welcome back to my F1 2018 Alfa Romeo Fantasy Career Mode here on Motorsport Manager. We're here for round number 6 at the South African Grand Prix, Cape Town, after a pretty difficult and generally a little bit more of a downbeat episode last time around in the Portuguese Grand Prix. If you did miss that, by the way, uploaded 2 days ago. Might have missed it, be sure to go check that one out before you see this one. But we're going to get on with things and kind of move forward. And actually, as a whole, the chairman was still happy, so I was pretty damn negative about that at the very end of the episode, but in hindsight, really, I can't really complain considering where we were last season at the very end in terms of, maybe I'm thinking a bit too highly of how far we could be jumping in one season to the next, and we've got more important things to worry about. We've got to get on with the job, can't kind of get kind of strung up on the past. So we've got, firstly, some pit crew management to do. We've got one guy who's burnt out at the moment, so no point keeping him on. We may as well just fire him, and looking at the mistake percentage, got a bit of an issue here. We've got a 2.2 and then a 6.6. Even though we haven't been fixing any parts, I feel like I should just kind of maybe rectify that anyway for the future. And we've got 2 new guys who are looking pretty fine in terms of mistake percentage, and they're very good in terms of their stats. They've been recovering. We put them into recovery from the last 2 episodes, so we can swap them in. So what we can do is we can do 0.7 with 2.2 there. So all the tyres are looking pretty damn good, and then we can just swap this guy out, 15 to 18, and then we'll just let that guy kind of rest up and see what happens with him. In terms of hiring new people, those particularly aren't amazing people, so reject. I'm going to say reject. I'm going to say reject all of them, to be honest. None of them are getting up to 19. And for now, we could have gone with one new guy for this number 15, but that's fine. 2.4 second pit stop. That's still 4th on the grid technically, so I'd rather have that than a mistake. And to be fair, our pit crew have been pretty damn on it in the last 4 episodes, really. I can't remember the last time we had a mistake, actually, in a pit stop. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I don't know. It might have been in like the original Australian Grand Prix, or maybe the rerun, but that you guys didn't see that was off camera. But I can't actually remember the last time there was a mistake. But except interview then, coming off the back of Tondela, Sainz was furious after the race. We need to execute a strategy. I didn't really see the issue. There's a mistake on my part. I'm going to apologize to him. So the chairman's going to be annoyed with me. That's fine, though. Going to take the heat off the drivers. Hamilton won that one. So going to Cape Town then, in terms of the team, we're 112, so we're pretty far off Mercedes now, but we're going to try our best to maybe stay ahead of Red Bull, Force India, and Ferrari if we can. Pretty much Red Bull's the main one, because they appear to be the ones rapidly catching us, so it's going to be a tough order, but we'll try our best. But I don't think there's much else to go through, apart from the car being repaired. I think we need to, what was it? We had a new set of brakes and the rear wing that we're improving on. Yeah, rear wing, because we did one iteration, now I'm remembering. So yeah, get that reliability up to about 70%. That'll be useful to use then, and then we'll move on to performance. We haven't done many performance upgrades so far in terms of working on the car. Obviously we've got new parts, but we haven't actually improved the parts we've got per se for a while now, because we've been working on reliability, just trying to get all these new parts we're building. But of course we're doing 2 different iterations on the rear wing, so that one's going to get done in 13 and 11 hours time. So pretty much apart from that, I don't think there's anything else to actually look at, apart from some news, and then we can get straight into the Cape Town South African practice report on the upcoming one. 10% of rain, so rain's not going to help us this time, which it has done in the last 2 seasons at Cape Town. Different ways you want to look at it. I think the last Grand Prix, though, what was it? The first season, Leclerc crashed out, so let's hope that doesn't happen to us this time around. But without further ado, let's get into this then. So, heavy rain actually in practice, but the race and qualifying will be all clear. So, that'll be a bit annoying in terms of a practice session will not be very useful. I'm going to be taking 7 set. You know what? Yeah, let's go for this. 726. I mean, we're not really using super softs at all at the moment, so not using the middle tire a lot of the time, because it's kind of either way. Fit parts. Right, let's have a look. We can use the rear wing now. Yes, we can. 94%. So, going to give that new rear wing to Rosberg. Sainz already had the better rear wing, so he'll stick with the same one he's got. Suspension, better one to Rosberg. Gearbox, better one to Sainz. That's fair enough. Front wing, better one to Rosberg. Engine, better to Rosberg. And then brakes, better to Rosberg. So overall, Rosberg is getting the better car, apart from the gearbox, which you could say is sometimes a deciding factor depending on the circuit itself. But to be fair, Sainz has been doing a great job. Of course, remember at Tondela, he was actually the better driver the entire weekend. So fair play to him, and that was an inferior car that time. So let's see how he does this time. It's actually quite an interesting back and forth between Rosberg and Sainz. But let's go into practice. What could be quite a useless one, to be fair to us. But let's do it anyway. See, at least get a good setup on board for qualifying. Right, into practice. At the moment it's dry, so I'm going to send them out on the ultra soft tyres. Actually, a bit of a difference here. Go on the race trim though, because we want to get race knowledge first. Me being the one where you get points, but we'll do it on the fast tyre because a bit of a flip round basically. Because I don't know when the rain's going to come. Obviously, we have to do this setup anyway, but just want to check through that, but also just want to try and get knowledge on the faster tyre before, just so we have something for qualifying at least, and then we'll worry about the soft tyre. But it looks like a lot of people doing the soft tyre, a couple of people doing the different mixtures, but in general this was with Tondela always a tricky one for tyre wear, so gonna have to watch out for that. We need to bring Rosberg in as well before I forget. But let's look how this setup is. Ooh, 2 excellents and a good, so almost a perfect setup there the first time around. Just a little bit of a nuance on the what is it? It's speed balance. So gearbox. I'm gonna wait and see what Rosberg thinks of his, and then we'll see which way we're gonna go about it. So Rosberg comes in. Okay, they're both not liking that. So I think maybe a longer gearbox, maybe? I mean, that might be more useful for the race, to be honest. So let's see how that works out for him. But Sainz, I'm going to put him out on 8 laps now on the Ultras. And Rosberg, a little bit of a tweak for him. Longer gearbox, but he did not like the aero. Maybe he wants a little bit less aero, potentially. So a little bit less there. Going to tweak the handling so we get the same exact one, because that's on excellent already. 8 laps, and I'll keep him out as well on this set of tyres. So they've got some knowledge under their belts before the rain starts to come down, because we can do this setup knowledge in the rain anyway as well. Even if we're on dry tyres in the rain, the setup knowledge will still be there. So I may as well just start them running basically on the knowledge here. But I reckon I'll wait till we get to level 2 on each. And if the rain isn't coming yet, then I'll swap over to soft tyres, try and get some knowledge done on that, and then kind of pray. But at the moment, I'm not going to lie, I mean, for heavy rain forecast, it doesn't appear to be that, like, I feel like the equivalent of heavy rain in Cape Town's like one cloud, like, oh no, it's clouding over, and you see one cloud in the distance that's like starting to rain in one like specific patch or something like that. So we're on level 2 already actually, so I'll bring them in now, and we'll move this over to the soft tyres and also see how their setup is. Right, please be okay. Okay, 2 excellents are great. I can live with that. I can live with that with Sainz. So I'm going to pop that onto... I'll do qualifying trim now. Qualifying 3 laps, and now I'll do soft tyres. Send out, and I'll do the same for Rosberg. Hopefully Rosberg's also good with his setup. Yep, 1 great and 2 excellents. That's good. That's fine by me. So qualifying for him as well. Soft tyres, 98%. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with that. So send them both out, and hopefully try and get 2 levels on the qualifying trim and soft tyres before the rain comes down. So at least, if the rain's going to come down for the entirety of the last third of this practice session, at least I have 2 levels on everything. And then at the end, we'll see. If it's not going to rain, then I can squeeze in level 3 on either one, or maybe even both. You never know, because that's how good these 2 are as a combo in practice. But you can see already at level 1, and we'll be at level 2 in no time. And the rain is yet to come down. So I don't know what's up with that. But you can see at the moment, at least in practice, I don't know how much, I never really read too much into practice, but you can clearly see Hamilton and Mercedes are still OP as ever. And also the 2 Red Bulls looking very, very good. A bit of a leap towards us and then the midfield. So it's going to be another tough one, I can already sense, to be honest, like it was with Tondela. Right, got level 2 in perfect timing, actually, because their stints have ended literally now. So that is bang on perfect timing to get level 2. So I was going to bring them in anyway, probably, just to see what we're going to do now. So I'm now going to send them back out. Let's try and get that final race trim then with, you know what, actually, I'll send out Carlos Sainz for some race laps on soft tyres. We'll send him out for 8 laps, but then Rosberg, I can just cheekily send him back out for some qualifying runs, and he can get the ultra soft tyre done, probably in one stint, really, with these ultra softs. So I'll leave 5 sets of the race. So let's send them out. I'm leaving more sets than I did at Tondela, because I just don't know how we're going to play this. Because, you know, I tried to go aggressive at Tondela with Rosberg, but the thing was we didn't go as aggressive as I could have maybe done, because I did not have the tyres available to me, basically, because I was in the mind of going conservative at the very start of the weekend. So I've kind of given myself more of an option to go uber aggressive in this race if we want to. If I do is a different question, but still going through with no rain. Looks like it's literally going to come in the last 6 minutes, 5 minutes maybe. So actually, I thought it was going to be a pretty useless session. Actually going to end up to be a very useful one, because we're going to get all the knowledge we need, I think. Because if we bring in Rosberg now, as it starts to get a bit overcast, but bring in Rosberg now and send him out again, just quickly, on a set of soft tyres and race trim as well. And we'll get the maximum levels, because Sainz is already out there. Add in Rosberg for literally 2 seconds, and there we go. All 3 levels on everything we need, and the rain didn't even come down. So pretty useful. Actually, you know what? I'm going to bring both of them in. May as well send them out on some inters, just to get a little bit of inters knowledge in there. You never know. We might need inters knowledge for qualifying. The game's lied to us before. You know, if it's raining on a Friday, you know, it might rain on a Saturday. So let's send them out inters, just for the heck of it. We can do. May as well, instead of sitting in the garage. And we'll try and cover all bases. Really, the first time I'm ever going to be able to do this. Send out. Yeah. Okay. Now I can sit back, relax, and just enjoy the view. Right, towards the end of the session, Rosberg's in. Sainz will be in soon enough after this 1 lap he's done. And we have got level 2 on the intermediate. So we have literally got most ground covered. Apart from if it spontaneously goes to full wets in the race or quali, then we don't have much of a hope. But I'd like to think the AI also don't have that knowledge in them. But generally, pretty okay. But you can see, actually, compared to Tondela, we're not actually we didn't finish that high up in the practice session. At least in Tondela, we qualified on pole and we finished quite high in the practice session. So I don't know what that means for the qualifying right here. And actually, look at that. I think that was a spit of rain there. Unless my eyes are playing tricks on me. I mean, I am a little bit blind with the glasses, but I think that was a spit of rain. Perhaps. No, okay. No, maybe I'm just blind. I thought, or maybe it was just a graphical glitch. Sometimes the textures don't load in quite right. So we're going to go for, not soft tyres, super softs, ultra softs I should say, and qualifying trim, super softs, qualifying trim, and car steps all fine. Loving those 2 excellents and great. Take quali, I'm going to wait a little bit, not too long, just in case. You never know, it might rain later on, so don't want to wait too long. But let's wait for the track grip to go up a little bit, and also a bit of a space. So I think there's a bit of space now, so I'm going to send Sainz out first on a set of ultras. Send out. I'm going to put him on auto, and then I'll leave him to his own devices. And Rosberg, I will now send out now. Let's see how that goes. I don't know if that's going to be any room for him, but let's see. Decent amount of space, actually, for Rosberg. He's got that entire little bit of half a straight there. Meanwhile, for Sainz, he's got 1 car ahead of him, but that's a Ferrari, so you'd like to think the Ferrari's not going to hold him up. I need to be on auto for Rosberg. My bad. I'm gonna have to do this manually now, because Sainz was on good and cold. I'm now going to be... This is going to be very close to cold tyres, actually. So this is going to be my bad on Rosberg. Cold and overheated. Not an amazing prep for Rosberg, because I forgot I needed to put him auto. For Sainz, he's overtaken that Ferrari car. So let's see what kind of lap time he gets as we speed this up. Cross the line for the first attempt. It's going to be P7 behind a Toro Rosso. So that's not an amazing lap there from Sainz. And I don't think it'll be a great lap from Rosberg, to be honest, with that preparation he got in there. He's going to come across the line. I'll be surprised if he beats Sainz. He does not. Yeah, that's a woeful lap. 20th place. So, need to do better, but that was my bad. But thankfully, it's not going to rain later in this session. So, going to wait a little bit for the track grip to go up, but we need to hope that they get in a much better lap time now. Both drivers. Rosberg doubly timed, but also Sainz as well. There's improvements to be made to try and beat the Toro Rosso and both Force Indies at least. But no rain here, so that's going to be fine. We should be fine, but we're going to wait a little bit. We've got, 4 minutes left. It's a 1 minute lap time, nearly 1 minute dead lap time. There's only 9/10 in it to a 1 minute dead time, so we got plenty of time to wait. Gonna send Sainz out now on a set of ultras, speed this up, and he's gonna be on auto. And then I'm also gonna send out Rosberg at the same time, just a little bit delayed from him, and I make sure I put him on auto as well. Or actually, you know what? We're gonna do it manually for Rosberg. We're gonna leave Sainz on automatic since Rosberg's the one all the way down in 21st place. I'll do this manually and try and navigate this to some perfect tyre wear if we can. Come on. It's gonna be a bit of a playful. Alright, perfect and overheated for Sainz on the computer. So, computer's done a decent job. I don't know what we're going to get here. Perfect and overheated for Rosberg as well. That was very close. I almost nearly bottled that myself and gave Rosberg cold tyres. But Rosberg's got a very decent amount of space in front of him. Sainz has gone green. I'll stick on board with Rosberg, though, and just focus on him. Let's hope we don't catch the car ahead and we just go green, green, green everywhere. But keeping an eye, with the corner of my eye on the left-hand side corner for Sainz. It's green in the first, but it's green for the first for Rosberg. It's white in the second for Sainz, so that's not great. He has not got any traffic ahead of him, so that's a little bit annoying. But around the final bend, what will it be? Across the line, and it's not an improvement there, it looks like, because he stays in P8 behind Pierre Gasly and both Force India. So no improvement for Sainz, and across the line for Rosberg, and it's 4th place there for Rosberg. Decent showing here for him. That's a big improvement. He was 21st, remember, so that's a nice jump. But a little bit annoyed with Sainz not able to get ahead of the Force Indias. But to be fair, actually, you know, you might have pulled out a master in Tondela, because you've got to remember, he does have the worst car in every department apart from the gearbox. So, actually, you know, that's a decent effort still to be 3/10 off his teammate. That's decent. I mean, the grids, to be fair to the entire grids, from like P14, where Bottas in the Mercedes has bottled that in P14 to say he's in the dominant Mercedes car. From the entire grid's very close, actually. It's only 1.1 from 22nd to first place. That's very close compared to other seasons, but surprised Bottas is down there in P14. Hamilton on second, and Vettel surprisingly on pole, because the Ferrari's not been very good this entire season. Right, race time. No rain looks to be here. Let's have a little gander at the tyre wear. Let's see what we're working with here. So we've got 10 to 12 laps for Sainz, and what's it going to be for Rosberg? 11 to 13. So I'm going to work off our worst one. So Sainz, 10 to 12. And then the soft tyres go 19 to 21. We've got a 49 lap race, so it's a long old Grand Prix. Alright, so if we do 3 sets of ultra soft tyres and 1 set of soft tyres, it means we can play around with a little bit, because if we stretch, let's say, the tyres to about 11 laps each, that's 33 laps, and that's 16 laps on the softs, and I know that's 3 laps less than the estimated they could go, the minimum, but that gives me a little bit of playroom, basically, of those 3 laps could be 1 less lap on each stint, or 2 less laps on the first stint, where obviously fuel is going to be high. So let's just play around with that. So I think that's going to be the strategy, generally going for 10 to 11 on each ultra, and then probably leaving the soft tyres right to the end of the Grand Prix. I want to say maybe. I'll see. Depends on if the AI go on a super soft or a soft tyre earlier on the Grand Prix, then I'll try and maybe follow them and mimic them in terms of not being on a faster tyre when they're on a slower tyre, because obviously we saw last race at Tondela as well, especially, it was difficult to overtake there. Cape Town, also, you know, street circuit from the previous 2 seasons, I'm remembering the only places we've made overtakes really was when we had ERS down the straights. Obviously no ERS here in this season, so I'm a bit conscious of that. I'm not going to underfuel Sainz this time, because honestly that didn't really work out for us too well. That was a bit of an experiment based off some of your guys' comments. I think it was safe to say the experiment didn't really work. It really wasn't that useful. I'm going to stay on the ultra soft tyres. In terms of the knowledge we're going to use, since we'll be on the ultras for most of the race, I'm inclined to say let's go on ultra knowledge and not use the soft tyre knowledge, which is surprising for me to say, but if we're on that tyre the longest, you know, 33 laps to 16 laps on softs, it makes sense to be on that knowledge in terms of the entire race. So let's go pushing and overtake modes and then get into this Grand Prix. Alright, we're going to go to 5 red lights then for the South African Grand Prix. Rosberg 4th place, Sainz in 10th. Here we go, 5 red lights, and we're underway. It is a good start for Rosberg, but he gets held up then by what was Hamilton having a poor start. It's a 1-2, it's a 3 wide place for first place. Rosberg with a lightning start. Let's go attacking here. Rosberg into first place. Oh my god, it was a 1-2 for Ferrari, but Rosberg with a lightning start there, and a very, very good getaway. Let's go down, let's calm things down. It's a Force India of Ocon in second, so it's a great start for him as well. Wow, great stuff there for Rosberg and Ocon. And it's Vettel and Paffett in 3rd and 4th, or Paffett down to 5th place now, Ricciardo in 4th. Hamilton's bottled that, he's down to P6 from 2nd place. Bottas in 16th from, 14th place. Sainz has made up 1 place so far, so not a lightning start, but still pretty good here for Carlos Sainz. So, can he maybe try and go around the outside of Verstappen, that is? I don't know, down this straight, let's see, in a straight line. Looks like the Force Indies are very punchy in his straight line, maybe, or at least Ocon is, but Perez is right there. He's looking very sharpish behind us, so let's watch out for that. But at the moment, all the action will probably be with Carlos Sainz for now, because Rosberg, look at that. He's got a gap to Ocon now. Ocon fighting with the Ferraris there. Vettel now in 2nd place, Paffett in 3rd as well. So Ocon has let through both Ferraris and released them. But with that has given us a bit of breathing space, 2.2 seconds of breathing space. But you can see now 2.1 the gap is. So maybe Vettel is going to start to get the hammer down and close up that gap. So let's just try and see what we can do now in terms of stretching this stint out to at least lap 11. Remember, we want this. So lap 3 and we've got 77% tyre wear. Not too bad. The gap's 2.3, so we are extending that. What's Vettel on? He's on neutral, so I'm going to go neutral as well. We'll keep it on high for now on the fuel, because we're only minus 0.22. Meanwhile, for Carlos Sainz, he's overheating the tyre, so let's conserve. We need to bring the tyre temps back down, but he's in 8th place, so he has got ahead of Max Verstappen. So he's overtaken one of the Red Bull cars. Surprisingly, the Toro Rosso is ahead of me and the Red Bull car of Gasly, so Gasly doing a phenomenal job. Remember in Season 1, so many times before, Gasly and Hartley were doing a madness in Grand Prix, so maybe Gasly's back to do it again. And Sainz, annoyingly, is now slowing down a little bit. He's down to P9 now. He's lost 1 place and might lose another to Sergio Perez, so that's not amazing. Meanwhile, I can see on the ladder here, Rosberg's extended the gap to 3 seconds, so that's amazing for him. Meanwhile, for Sainz, not great. So I think you can see maybe the inferior car is not helping. So maybe for next episode, I need to maybe think about maybe at least giving Sainz one more better part than Rosberg, just to balance it out, because at the moment he is struggling to really pick up the pace the same way Rosberg is. I mean, he's still P9, but considering where the second car is, he's now down to 10th, and he's now trying to fend off Kobayashi. So yeah, maybe not the best bet. I mean, it could be the fact I'm conserving him because he was overheating the tyres, but I don't think that's completely. I think it's partly to do with the car. Meanwhile, speaking about the other car, Rosberg in a world of his own, 3.2, so he's extended the gap even more to Vettel. Hamilton's now finally got off his arse, and he's in 3rd place now, ahead of Paffett, and he's now chasing down Vettel. So I need Vettel once again, for like the 3rd time now in this series. I need him to hold up cars and battle with other cars to help me out. So hopefully when Hamilton comes up to him, he holds Hamilton up, because I think Hamilton, once he gets past Vettel, he'll be steaming towards us. At the moment, our tyre was looking okay. Conserve there, because we're just getting into the overheated region with Rosberg. Fuel's okay as well, 0.33. I'm surprised that Rosberg's not burnt more fuel there. So, good on him, good on him. But Sainz now is just only getting into the good region now of not overheating his tyres. He's 48% worn, and we're 6 laps in, so just about okay for 10 laps for this first stint, I would say, with Sainz. That's what I mean by that 11 to 10, playing around with it, how long we go on softs later in the Grand Prix. So I'd say probably we're going to pit on lap 10 with Sainz and lap 11 with Rosberg, I think, depending on how we want to play. And also maybe when the AI come in, because Vettel's got pretty bad tyre wear, Paffett has as well. Those Ferrari cars have really bad tyre wear. And the Merc looks like it has even better tyre wear than us, actually. So it looks like the Mercedes car, it may not just be pure speed for the Merc this season that's helping it. It might be the case that that car is just very kind on its tyres, so it can take it a long way. But so far, you must say, Rosberg is doing a fabulous job. He's doing the job that he's probably used to be doing when he was in Formula 1 in the Mercedes car, you know, trying to control the race. You know, in no man's land, really, with 4 seconds now the gap. So awesome stuff for him. Paffett's pit, so now Sainz up into 8th place. Actually, Sainz has overtaken Perez, and Kobayashi has as well. And now we're closing back up to Gasly. So hopefully we can overtake him, because Gasly's on super soft, so you'd like to think we could overtake him, but at the moment, not got quite the pace. But we are closing up now. Maybe the fact we were overheating the tyres was playing a bigger factor, because we're still on conserve. And he's now closing up to Gasly, so that maybe was a big factor here. Looking at Rosberg now, 4.3, so the gap seems to be stabilising. It's not really going any higher. It's now 4.2, so now the gap is pretty much fluctuating between 4.2 and 4.3. So I think now is a kind of stalemate part of the Grand Prix, and I'm almost now seeing when we jump the gun to come in. I would say maybe one more lap of conserve and then pushing in for Sainz probably pushing in on the next lap, to be honest, because I don't think he's got much else left in the tank. So, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So, on to this next lap of the Grand Prix. I'm going to go pushing, overtake mode, and, yeah, let's push, push, push. No rain to come. So, Sainz, let's push through. Let's see if you can overtake Gasly on this next lap. But we're going to pit in either way on the next lap of the Grand Prix for, I'm not too sure. Actually, hang on. What did Paffett go on? Paffett went on soft tyres. Vettel's on softs. Ricciardo's on ultras. I'm going to follow Vettel. I'm going to pit on soft tyres for Sainz. Let's see if we can do anything with that. Fast pit stop there. But Sainz, let's stick with him. And let's see if we can try and overtake Gasly down this main straight. Come on, down the inside before we get to the roundabout section. There we go. And onto Perez is through. No, Perez has overtaken us. Perez with a double overtake there. Sainz now, his tyres are going off the cliff a little bit. And once again, the tyres on the in-lap are not holding up enough for me to gain enough time there. And so, I've lost time. Right, well, I've clearly not learned from last episode, but hey-ho, that was never partly a reason why you guys watch this series, huh? Right, Sainz out in 20th place now, and we're going to go on medium and pushing, and let's see what we can do now on this in-lap. Meanwhile, Rosberg, the gap is 4.6, and we're going to push in for this last sector, and we're going to come in on this lap. So, we're going to go on a contra one. We're going to go on ultra soft to Rosberg, fast pit stop, and we're going to do a bit of a split strategy here. So, Rosberg's in now, and on ultras, same time as Hamilton. So, we're going to match and mirror Hamilton's pit stop then. And we're going to go on mediums on the out lap, and we're in clean air now, ahead of Perez there, who's going to continue on super softs. Actually, to be fair, that's probably why Perez overtook us. He's on supers. He wasn't on ultras, so he had the better tyre wear to lean on. Right, I'm going to try and overtake these two Renaults if we can with overtake mode with Sainz as they're battling. So can we get past them, please? Come on, around the outside. No, not working out. We're going to go on high again. Sainz, mate, you really need to get a move on here. Yes, yes, there we go. Overtook him. Stay ahead of him, Sainz. Stay ahead of him. Meanwhile, Rosberg, first place still. The gap is 3.6 to Perez, but he doesn't matter. So the real gap is 4.2 to Hamilton. So looking good there. But and we're also saving fuel at the same time. Meanwhile, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. Actually, look at this entire train. Okay. Let's kick this into high gear, Sainz. Let's go at high. Let's wear the tyres out a little bit because we've got some overtakes we can make. We've got the Mercedes car Bottas just out here. Look at the amount of cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 cars on the same straight here. Look at this. 3 wide with Carlos Sainz. What action this is. Sainz for a triple overtake there. 3 cars, nearly 4 cars made there with Ocon as well. What a scene of overtakes there. Let's go overtake mode down the inside of Ocon whilst we conserve the tyres there. Come on, do that. Around the outside, good stuff. Up into P13, the Renault gets us back. Wow, great racing here. Left, right and centre. Cars are just overtaking each other. Just like willy-nilly, just so easy actually. It seems like in the corners, it's crazy. But now I need to try and protect the tyres a little bit as the McLaren goes wide. Come on, down the inside, we should be able to get the McLaren. Come on, in a straight line, we should get the Honda. Please, come on, come on. Don't let the Force India overtake you, Sainz. Don't let him do it. Ah, come on. We have the better car than Force India, for sure. Ah, god damn it. I'm regretting giving Sainz all the worst parts apart from the gearbox. He's struggling for sure. He's struggling for sure. Although, saying that, if I didn't give all the best parts to Rosberg, he probably wouldn't be out here in first place. So it's like a compromise I'm playing here. Right, Sainz has told me he's got a low fuel delta, so we're in neutral at the moment and on conserve. And we've got Bottas, who's overtaken us on ultras, and Verstappen as well. I'm going to let them through. I'm going to let them through because I feel like at this stage of the Grand Prix now, for me, I can't get too caught up in the fighting now. You know, I tried my best to allow Sainz to fight, but he just didn't get the job done when he needed to. So it's kind of like a slap on the wrist now. Now he needs to concentrate on taking these tyres the distance from lap 9. If we add on 17 laps, or 16 at least, we need to get to lap 25 or 26 at least. We're on lap 17 right now, so he needs to do some work to stretch that. Meanwhile, Rosberg, he's doing a fantastic job. He's on neutral, and same as Hamilton. And the gap's 4.7, 4.6, but you can see it's going back to 4.7. So he's doing a fabulous job at controlling this Grand Prix against his former teammate from Mercedes right now. I can't fault Rosberg at the moment. He's doing the perfect race right now. I really don't hope I'm jinxing that. He's doing the job. Meanwhile, with Sainz, you know, it's him, it's the car. It's unfortunate. he just doesn't have the tools and the skill at the moment to get past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars that are within like 2 seconds of him. Right, gap's 4.1 now, lap 21. We've paused it. There's Hamilton there going through turn 1. Rosberg, we're on lap 21. So we're about maybe 1 lap away from where now we want to come in. So the gap's 4.1. It was previously 3.2. So I feel like I can let Rosberg stretch this 1 more lap and let the gap fall down to like 3 seconds if it needs to. Just to stretch it enough, because Hamilton is on super soft. So I need to be wary of that. And the thing is, if Hamilton, you know, if he goes all the way to, let's say, well, 19 laps, if he's going to take soft tires on 19 laps, so he would come in on lap 30. If he takes those tires 9 more laps, miraculously, he could be in for 1 less stop than us. So I need to be wary of that. So I'm just going to let Rosberg stretch this out a little bit, and hopefully the gap doesn't go lower than 3 seconds. I'll go on to high fuel mixture just to counteract that. But hopefully the gap doesn't go any lower than 3 seconds. It's 3.8 at the moment. It's actually not going lower than 3.8. 3.7. 3.7. Okay, that's good. We're in the last sector, and it's only 3.6 now. Okay, through the roundabout. 3.7. Okay, that's actually really good work there for Rosberg. Really good work. 3.6. You know what? We could probably stretch it even more, perhaps. Although it's getting to 22%, so I would say maybe not. Let's just jump the gun earlier than maybe than risking it there. So 22 laps gone, 27 laps left. We've got the better pace on ultras, so we've got 1 more fresh tire left. So we go another 11 laps on from 22. So we'll get to lap 33, and then we can go on to soft tires, or even super soft. Actually, we could technically go on to super softs. So let's do that. Ultras again, and let's just stick to what we know so far. And what we know with Rosberg is he's got some great pace on ultras. So let's just stick with that. Let's not toy with the plan there. So Rosberg's in. Low. Oh, I couldn't go on low fuel there, but he's in. Please, no mistake on the pit stop. Good stuff. Great stuff. Right, going to go on high and pushing for a bit on the outlap, and he's got clean air. He's come out ahead of Vettel, so that's good. Big thumbs up. A lot of clean air, so he can just plod on and try and do a good outlap. Meanwhile, with Sainz, 44% tyre wear. You go conserve here. Let's go high, because he's saved a lot of fuel there. He's come back into this Grand Prix slowly but surely, and he's right behind Ocon now, so let's see. He needs to go 2 more laps then to make his strategy work. Right, Sainz up into P7. I'm attacking right now, and we're going to really wreck the hell out of these tyres now, as he's probably going to come in. We're going to pause right now and see what's what. So, Rosberg now is second. He's gained a lot on Vettel there on that outlap. Vettel's in. Hamilton is going to come in. So, the gap's 6.6. So, Rosberg's closed that quite a bit in that potential extra pit stop. Let's see. Right, past him now. Worn tyres for Sainz. That's fine. 30%. The cliff is still... We've still probably got a little bit to go on the cliff. So, let's continue on for 1 more lap, maybe. Ocon's in already. No, let's come in. Let's come in. Let's stick to the plan. Right, ultras. Park condition is fine, fast. Right, Sainz, you're going to be in. You've gained 1.1 on that in-lap. So that's a really good in-lap then from Carlos Sainz. So he's in. Hopefully no mistake for him. But Rosberg now is conserving those tyres because he needs to bring those tyre temps back down. But I'm counteracting that with high fuel mixture. Meanwhile, for Sainz now, I'm going to go high fuel mixture and going to go neutral for him. The gap's 8.1. So we've gained 4 seconds there. But now Hamilton's on super softs. I'm not sure if Hamilton's going to the end. I don't think so. I hope not, at least. And now, for Sainz, he's got to get a move on. He's got to overtake Bottas, Paffett. He's got to make these passes. He's got to make them. If he doesn't, he'll be stuck behind these guys. So, let's go overtake mode. Let's try and catch up to them and overtake them, please. Please, Sainz, please. I'm going to go neutral now because the tyre temps are going quite high. We're on overtake mode, though. He's using a lot of fuel now. He's on high. Come on. Right, that's good. We're past Bottas now. Go on medium. Save a bit of fuel. Get close. Now we'll go overtake mode down the straight. And let's push away. Nope. God damn it. The Mercedes gets back. Going to get back on the Mercedes. So it's a fight with Bottas. And in a straight line, you can see the Mercedes definitely has us. In the corners, we're a little bit better. But Sainz at the moment is... he needs to have better pace than this, basically. Meanwhile, Rosberg, 7 seconds. So Hamilton's closed that down by 1 second there. But we are conserving. And we still got pretty damn good fuel. So I'm going to go neutral now. and keep that 7.1 gap. Meanwhile, for Sainz, okay, looks like he's gone away from Bottas now. Looks like he's finally cleared him. So let's try and get a move on now. Try and chase after Paffett and Ekstrom and Massa as well. It looks like on super softs, but the only two cars I can see up the road are Paffett and Ekstrom. Right, we're on lap 32. Rosberg's on 29% tyre wear, so his tyres have worn out a lot faster on this stint. So that's a little bit worrying. I feel like I wanted to go maybe 2 more laps, but I think we've only got maybe 1 lap in us. So I'm going to go on backup for a little bit. High fuel mixture. Let's see, 5.3. I want to stretch this a little bit. I want to have this be a good in-lap. 5.2, 5.1. Right, overtake mode. Right, Rosberg, you're going to be in on this next lap now, son. So really push in now. Meanwhile, with Sainz, he's on high fuel mixture. He's on conserve. But he is he past? No, Paffett's already pit. Okay, that's good. That's good. So Sainz needs to go a couple more laps. He needs to go to lap 48. 48 or 47 probably. So keep it going like this. I think if he just stays like this, he'll be fine. Right, we've got 16 laps left. Super softs can go 15 to 17 laps. So technically the middle, 16, is bang on what we need. And it is a faster compounder tyre than softs. And Hamilton's already used one set of softs, super softs. So I think we should go on super softs. We've not got knowledge for either super soft or soft. So the logical thing is just to go on the faster tyre. The only tyre we have knowledge on is the ultras. So we're going to go on the super softs. We have gone a little bit slow on this in lap because the tyres wore out quite a bit then as we pushed in. But the gap's still going to be pretty positive. So let's just hope no mistake. Good. Right, going to go high and stay on neutral actually. Right, Rosberg's in third, but he's got clean air somewhat. He's got Vettel ahead of him, but Vettel's surely got to come in soon. So as soon as Rosberg closes up, I'm going to go conservative and just watch out for him. Meanwhile, Sainz, 34. Yeah, he needs to conserve still the entire time. But Rosberg now, is he right behind Vettel? He's closing up to him. So because he's closing up, I'm going to go conserve here because there's no point trying to go uber fast if he doesn't overtake. Actually, you're not going to save fuel and stay neutral, but there's no point really. There's no point really pushing Rosberg if he gets held up by Vettel here, so I need to watch out for that. But 10 seconds behind Hamilton. I need to try and bring that to 6 seconds if we can. Right, Sainz is probably racing Bottas, I would say, in this race, so I don't think we're going to be racing Perez, unfortunately. Perez is going to the end of this Grand Prix. He's an entire pit stop ahead of us, pretty much. So I think we've unfortunately lost Checo. But we've got to continue on now for a few more laps. And Sainz doesn't have the best tyre wear at the moment, so that's unfortunate. So he's probably going to struggle at the end. Might need to strap on a set of supers off, actually, for Sainz. I don't know. But Rosberg is going 2 tenths faster than previous lap. Vettel gets held up a little bit. Crucially, I'm going to not burn fuel whilst I do all this. Let's go low fuel mixture. We're now 12 seconds behind Hamilton. McLaren, get out of the flipping way. McLaren, get out of the way. Thank you. We're 13 seconds behind Hamilton now. This is not good. This is not good. Vettel being there, the lapped car being there has not helped us. We need to go high fuel mixture. We need to start pushing a little bit. We need to start pushing because we need to bring this gap down. Meanwhile, for Sainz, we're going to put on Ultra Softs. We'll just about get to the end of this Grand Prix on another set of Ultra Softs if he has good enough tyre wear with it. I'm not too sure if that's possible, but Sainz in. Rosberg is pushing now on the fuel. Let's go pushing on the tyres there as well. Sainz, no mistake on the pit stop. That's good. Right, let's go medium and pushing. He's just ahead of Paffett now, and he's just outside the points. So, Sainz, let's go neutral, and you just need to go to the end, son. See if you can get some points. That's all I'm hoping for. Rosberg, though, let's see. Vettel's in. We're up into second. A lot of blue flags coming up now. Oh, boy. I really need these cars to get out of the way. I need them to get out of the way. Dear God, get out of the way. Dear God, get out of the way. Get out of the way, 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 get out of the way. Thank you very much. Please do, dear God, do not come back at me. Get out of the way, you cars. Right, Hamilton is not in yet. Come on, close up. Right. Push away, Rosberg. Overtake mode, overtake mode. Push, push, push. Get away from these guys. Get away from these guys. Oh, my God. Lap cars have really screwed me over here. The gap's 15.5. Oh, boy. And Hamilton's going to be on ultras. I think the lap cars have just cost us this race win, guys. I think they've just cost us this race win. 15.8 is too much of a gap. Hamilton's going to pit. This is going to be so close. Oh, no, it's not even close. He's 3 seconds ahead of us. Oh, you know what? Lap cars, big middle finger to you, lap cars. Big middle finger, lap cars. We are in control and in first place for 3/4 of this race, and you've ruined it. I had to overtake 5 of you bloody guys with blue flags, and that's probably 3.9 seconds worth. Great stuff, great stuff. Right, we go to the end and just try and secure second, I guess. That elusive race win that was taken away from us in Australia with the rerun is still going to be quite elusive. Right, at 45, Carlos Sainz is under pressure from Verstappen for 9th place here, which is kind of funny and weird to see Verstappen just fighting for 10th place there. So at least his Red Bull's not had a very good race, whereas his teammate Ricciardo's up in 4th place. But Sainz struggling on this set of tyres. We just about brought the tyre temps back down for the remaining 4 laps, but it's going to be a bit of a struggle. I think we'll be lucky we get 9th. I think we'll have to be happy to settle for 10th place with Sainz. Meanwhile, Rosberg, the gap is 10.2. We're not catching Hamilton, but Vettel's not catching us, so we're pretty much in no man's land for second, which I shouldn't sound too disheartened by. Second place is going to be fantastic for us, but, you know, we were in first for so long, you know, I had so much high praise for Rosberg, but I really do think those lap cars were the only thing that stood between us. I honestly think we would have been ahead of Hamilton, and it would have been a different story. Yes, he's got the fastest car, so he could have overtaken us quite easily on Ultrasofts, but you never know. You just don't know if you're ahead of the car. Rosberg could have done enough defensive work, or held him up at least enough to make something happen. Now we'll never know. Right, final lap of the Grand Prix. Rosberg second then. That's going to be an easy second. We're actually gaining quite... Wait, actually, hang on. What's this? We just gained 3 seconds there. Has Hamilton got an issue? Or is he in... Oh, he's in traffic. Hang on. Well, we don't even have... Okay, we don't even have fuel to use. Well, that's unfortunate. I would have said let's use some fuel to burn. But we've brought the gap down from 10 to 5 seconds. It's quite dramatic on the last lap, so that gave me a little bit of tiny hope, but it's actually just Hamilton being stuck in major traffic. Actually, that proves my point. Hamilton just lost 5 seconds in traffic. That's the 5 seconds I lost in traffic, basically. So, thank you very much, Hamilton. That literally proves my point, that we lost the race lead on these super softs because of the traffic. But still, second place. Good job for Rosberg. Sainz out the points. Lap P13. His tyres have gone off the complete cliff, just like Tondela. It's another repeat, really, but to be fair, 1 point, 0 points, it doesn't matter to me. 1 point is not going to make much of a difference, to be honest. I don't really care too much. Second place, though, good stuff there, but I think definitely for next episode, I think I'll definitely try and spread the cars a little bit more evenly, because it's a little bit annoying seeing Rosberg do so well, and just, I can't do much to help Sainz in that situation. Although, saying that, it's the same exact car as they had in Tondela, and Sainz was the better driver around there. So maybe just Rosberg clicked a little bit more with Cape Town, maybe. But either way, we're still in second place in the Constructors, 130 points. But with 51 points already gone to Merc, I think we can safely say well done to Mercedes for winning Constructors this season. I think we're just trying to see if we can miraculously maybe hold second. If we did, that would be a miracle in itself. But Perez is in second. We're up into third, though, ahead of Vettel, and Sainz stays put in 7th in the Drivers' Championship, but all round, I would say it's still a very good Grand Prix. Podium, second place, we've got to be happy about that. So, guys, if you have enjoyed this episode, be sure to smash the like button for second place and a return to the podium here with Nico Rosberg and a return to form with Nico Rosberg. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you are new around here, do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content, but 1.6 in the bank, so all in all, good episode, and we'll see you guys for the next one, the Canadian Grand Prix. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.